Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Rachel. I am back with another word. This is a heavy word, but I must be obedient. I must expose this evil, and it's really hard for me to speak. It really hurts my heart, but I'll do my best to deliver the message how it needs to be delivered, and may Lord be with me, and may He give me the right words to say to ensure I am giving this word justice. I wrote it down just in case, so I think I'll read to make this easier. So this is I woke up at 3:45. God showed me something deeply disturbing that I have to share right now. It's not easy to share this, but I have to be obedient, guys, so please bear with me. So, he showed me a woman. She was explaining something on a platform. She was explaining to the audience why she doesn't have friends. And when I say audience, I mean like a virtual audience, as in she was on a social media platform explaining in a video. I don't know if this was a public platform or if it was private, but it seemed like she had some followings and people were asking her. So she was explaining something. Where was I? She was explaining to the audience why she doesn't have friends and only has two at most, saying she was a part of a group that didn't allow its members to recruit more than two people at a time. And they hosted dinners for each other. She said it's a group for people who didn't want their children anymore, and that there's certain content that her friends would make that seems harmless on the surface, but only if you were a member would you understand. She then proceeded to show examples of what she meant. One video played and it was a lady showing off some chopped vegetables on a chopping board, like the kind for a stew, and various knives, and the video ends. The next one played and was more in depth. It's another woman showing the same thing, various chopped vegetables and knives on a chopping board, but this video is a bit longer than the first one, and now I'm going to warn you guys, this is a bit of a trigger warning, but this is what played next in the video. It's a bit graphic, so I need to warn you guys before you continue listening. The video then cuts to a scene where she and her spouse are seated by a set up dining table. Like they set it up, they put plates, they put the chopping board in the middle. It had multiple empty seats as if they were waiting for guests, but they were filming regardless, or filming themselves at the table and seated across from each other on opposite sides of the table. And the lady is seated on a chair near a baby about 6 months old. She was a beautiful baby, beautiful curly hair. And the baby, I'm not sure if the baby was 6 months old. She could be 4 months, 4 to 6 months, around that stage when babies are just learning to like sit up and they can't really crawl yet, still small. And the baby is seated on the table in a onesie, and she's like just reaching for some of the veggies on the board. The lady herself is cutting up something on her plate while the baby is distracted, but suddenly she slices the top of the baby's hand, and the baby starts bleeding immediately and looks back at her mother, slowly looks back, clearly confused. And the woman who honestly I think isn't okay mentally, because I couldn't explain her behavior, but she takes the baby off the table and holds her close to her as though to soothe her, but then she proceeds to bang the baby's head on the edge of the table. And at that point I couldn't watch. anymore. It's as though there's a part of her that was sad to do it, but at the same time, she purposely hardened her heart to the baby to do it and carry it through. And her spouse was watching like from across the table the whole time. And I just, after I heard the banging and seeing what was going on, I couldn't look anymore at what was being shown. I couldn't look anymore, and that point, like my heart just got too heavy, and I ended up being risen from that, from what I was being shown, and I just. My heart was so heavy. I just like I don't know. I cried, and I cried, guys. And I just, like the baby was so helpless, and I feel so helpless because, it's it's situations like this, and they go unnoticed. The baby was so small, and they were literally about to, literally recording themselves killing that child. It was like a ritual, or I don't know why they were recording. Maybe it was for evidence to ensure, like proving to the people in the group that it's an actual child that they're sacrificing and trying to prove authenticity. But I couldn't watch, and I've never seen anything like it. Like I've never seen anything like it, not even like in a movie or on TV, and it was just so shocking to me to see something like that happen. And um I don't know if this is rituals or cannibalism, and it doesn't even matter what it is. It's just so disturbing. I was so deeply disturbed, and I've just seen one instance. What more? God, who sees every single instance like this, and not only cannibalism, but he sees child molestation, child ritualistic abuse, and he has to witness this all the time. And these are things that are going, even now, because it's so secret, it's going under the radar, it's going unnoticed. And especially if it's in societies where people are not at all about each other's business, they wouldn't even know the lady was pregnant, wouldn't even know they had a baby, wouldn't even know that the baby was sacrificed, and if the baby went missing, no one would even know. No one would even know. And some people do this a part of their group, and they it's literally like it's like it's like breeding just for the sake of eating the child. And I was just so deeply disturbed. Like we really need to be staying vigilant, guys. We need to pay attention. Like God says we need to speak up, right? We need to speak up for those without a voice. Who more to speak up for than a child? Like children are so vulnerable. We need to watch out for them. We need to take care of them. We need to do our best. If you can start an orphanage, start an orphanage. If you can start a foster home, start. If the most you can do is create awareness, stay vigilant, pray, fast. Because God, the world is getting so cold. The world is getting so cold. We really need to, we really need to wake up. The world is so evil. Because you wouldn't even suspect these people of what they were doing. Their house was polished. The dining table was set up beautifully as if it's just a normal meal, not knowing the meal is a child. The meal is a cannibalistic meal. They're eating an innocent child. They literally let this baby grow until 4 or 6 months just so they could eat it. It's just so disturbing. So disturbing. People don't look like the type of people they are. They don't. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Guys, if you see a missing child, if you see people kidnapping children, please don't be afraid. Be brave, be bold, and speak up, please. God needs us to speak up concerning these things. God needs us to speak up and be brave to stand up for what's right. So please, if you're listening to this, please hear my cry. Please expose these things. Please stay vigilant. Please do not be afraid to speak up. The children need you. The world needs you. You are just as important. Your words carry weight. Your voice matters. Please. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.